Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. We're going to go over a few reels that were found out on the West Coast at a flea market. Those of you that have watched my channel know that we have a fellow out there, Scott. And Scott is becoming quite the bargain hunter out on the West Coast. I believe he goes to flea markets in the Los Angeles area. And well, he sends them to me to tune them up to make sure that they go well and to make sure that they get a chance to go fishing. There seems to be a competition going here. We're wondering if he's going to get to 200 reels. So we'll find out. Let's go take a look at what he sent us. We'll talk a little bit about the reel itself. We'll talk a little bit about what I'll do to service the reel. And if you're interested in seeing these reels as a video, let me know in the comment section. And if I don't plan to do a video, I'll try and do a video on that one while these reels are in my shop. I get a lot of requests come in all the time. I have a particular model of a reel. I don't see you have one as a video in your library. Can you do one? Well, my channel is set up as kind of a look over my shoulder in terms of the service work that I do. And basically the subjects of the videos are the ones that my customers bring in or send in. So I don't necessarily have the reel at the time. I'll put it on a list and I'll try and have a reminder of it when a reel does come in to do that video in the future. So please, if you have a model that you're interested in, leave it in the comment section and we'll see what we can do to help you. So the first one up is the Brown Series Daiwas. They were Japanese made, I believe. Nope, this one's Korean. My bad. The 7290D, we have done several of these types of videos. And when you're out in a flea market, you want to check a couple of things to make sure that you're paying the right price for the reel. I'm not going to say don't buy a reel if it's broken, but know the costs behind it. So first thing you want to check is, do you have an anti-reverse in this case? Well, we do. Are all the features and functions working? Well, the reel is turning. It's turning relatively smoothly. Notice the era. So this is kind of the era of a reel that doesn't have a particularly expensive price tag behind it, and you can tell by the plating. So this is some kind of an iron or steel plating and base, and then the plating is pretty much worn off. So when you're servicing a reel like this, make sure that you take a sandpaper or emery cloth or something and smooth it down, because I can feel the pitting here, and what's going to happen is that's going to wear into the line that you're using, and eventually it'll fray the line or break the line. So if you do buy a reel like this that has a rough surface, make sure that you get this as smooth as possible to avoid that damage there. Well, this is a nice little one. So these, just by their age, you can generally tell. If it came in a case, a leather case, chances are it's from the 1950s or earlier. And the reason that they put them in leather cases is so that the reel could be protected, but it also didn't grab any issues. So we have a Ted Williams 430. This is a beautiful old bait casting reel made in the USA. I like these a lot, and we'll see. I'm just testing now. You should have a hold when you push the button down for casting, and then you should have a retrieve. Yep, looks like that's working. All right, so maybe we'll do one on that. I don't do a lot of bait casters, but that one is interesting enough, and Scott did tell me that I would see some interesting reels in this package. And here's another interesting reel. I think this one is probably one that Chris and some of the guys would like to see. This is the Roux Mirror. It's a French-made reel, and well, that should be able to be adjusted. And yep, everything's working on that one. So we'll probably take that one apart and do a service on it. Hopefully those side plate screws don't break out. And then this one is very unusual. I don't think I've ever seen this reel before. This one is, this is an Ocean City. I believe it's a Sea Lake. So I'm thinking it's Ocean City, but it may not be. Boy, I'll tell you what, that runs nice. That runs very nice. Well, we're going to see what we can do to take this apart and learn from this one. Watch this. This reel is probably from the 1930s or 40s. Look at the spool spin. What a beautiful piece of engineering. Thanks for sending that one in, Scott. All right, those are 4, but Scott didn't stop there, did he? He's got a whole nother box here, so let's go see what else is included in this latest round here. Scott's looking for some kind of directorial credits for helping the channel out to do some of these videos here. Well, he's certainly upped his game in terms of finding reels. In the beginning, we just got all kinds of reels in. Now it looks like we're having a little bit more discretion. If I remember, Scott had this reel as a child or close to it. This is a Zebco Xrl15. At one point in time, I know we got the Zebco rods for them. And this one, well, it's just not turning, is it? So this is probably a case where this reel has not been serviced in a long time. We'll take a crack at it. We'll see if it's what I call grease choked, in that the old greases from 15 or 20 years ago have dried up. And we'll do our best to get that one out there fishing again. Well, I have a, this is an odd one. This appears to be Chinese or Japanese. It's called the Orient Homa. I don't know this reel. And word of caution or advice, if you're buying reels like this, either online or in a flea market or the like, make sure that all the features and functions are working on it, because I pretty much would guarantee you cannot get pieces and parts for this. All right, nice looking reel, and I'm sure if it's complete, I'll get it tuned up, and it'll be a nice thing to go take fishing again. Well, I don't know why everybody's so willing to give up their reels in California, but this one looks like a reel that hasn't been used before. This is the Regal X. I love these reels. They're a Daiwa reel, smooth. They'll just kind of turn and twist forever. I'm saying it hasn't been used. It may have been used, but the initial plastic shrink wrap for the seal is on the back of it. Now some people may have put line over it, but everything I can tell says that one's a new reel, and Scott did well there. Okay, the hits just keep on coming. If you have a question on these reels or any reels in particular, leave them in the comment section. Maybe you're working on a reel and it's giving you a problem that you just can't solve. Leave that question there as well. I'll see if I can help you. Here's a nice old Mitchell 300. Again, I test to make sure that we have the anti-reverse on these. Test to make sure that the bail's tripping. In this case, the bail is not tripping. So we've talked about this a little bit on other videos. You want to, if you have this thing, sometimes this is as simple as being stuck because the trip lever is clogged with dirt and grease. Use some penetrating oil on it, see if you can free it up to make the movement work. In this case, we're also missing the line guide. So there's a little pointer that seats in here and a screw that holds that pointer in place. This one's missing that piece. So we're going to have to see if we can find one of those for Scott. But again, if you're doing this at a flea market, make sure the reel is complete. Again, if it's not complete, you don't have to go and just not purchase the reel, but make sure that the seller takes that into consideration. And if they're not willing to bargain on the price for an incomplete reel, then it's time to walk away. Well, we have another Olympic here. Scott sent me a couple of zebra reels that we've done some work on. Here's a Spark 3120. This one is made in Japan. Love these reels. This reel is a skirted spool reel. So that means that the spool goes over the rotor as opposed to inside of the rotor. So that's a skirted spool. The advantage in the engineering on this one was that as your wet line is coming in and spooling up, the water that is squeezed off of it as it is rolling rolls off the reel rather than inside the cup where it's really got no place to go, right? So inside the cup it's going to leak through here, and sometimes it's going to go through and into the bottom of the reel. Very interesting reel, Scott. Thank you for that. We got two more. We got a compact that's in the box. This says the Daytona 2. We've seen a lot of these compacts come in, and this one is the Daytona 2. We've seen some other naming on these, but I believe these may have been from Omori, another Japanese manufacturer that did trade reels. And well, we're going to see what we can do on this one. Compact meant Commerce Pacific. It was shorthand for that. They were a distributor in the U.S. Finally, one more of the Daiwa reels in the box. If you're in the flea markets and you find the boxes, generally the purchase is upped a little bit in price value because you have the original box. Here's another of the Brown series. We won't make the mistake again we'll say that this one was made in Korea, even though it doesn't say so on here. If you lose your badge, and it's not that uncommon to lose those badges, if you see anodized spool on there, well, generally that'll tell you it's Daiwa. And on the Daiwa reels, if you get one of these reels, it'll usually say it's a product of Daiwa Corporation underneath here. That also applies to some of the trade reels they made. So you might find a Sears reel out there and look underneath it, and it'll say product of the Daiwa Corporation. So that's a whole bunch of flea market finds from Scott. Scott, thank you again for sending these in. They'll be valuable lessons in terms of some of the ways to put these together, servicing them, and so on. And I'm sure a lot of folks will be looking forward to viewing them. If you're one of those folks that wants to see the videos and haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. That's your best way to see when I'm posting these, and to be notified, hit that notification button and you'll see exactly when that video goes up online, and then you'll be able to make a choice about whether you want to watch it or not. To all of our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for everything it is that you do. To all, please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.